Hi everyone, it's Heidi from flutterbyheidi.co.uk, back with another project for you, and this time it's another quick card using the fabulous So Hoppy Together stamp set. Only available for another week, and that's up to the end of March 2019 as a celebration exclusive item. Just a very quick card showing that you don't need a lot of supplies to make a card that's really effective. This is the lovely frog. I've just used two colours of ink. That's the Granny Apple Green and the Shaded Spruce that are in the DSP, and the DSP is from the Tropical Escape suite, and on the one side you've kind of got all these lovely foliage patterns using generally the darker colours, and then on the reverse you've got them with the lighter colours and the fabulous Blushing Bride pink. So that's what we're going to be doing today. It really is a quick and easy one with very little in the way of supplies, and in terms of technique we're just going to do a little bit of watercolouring using an aqua painter, or if you haven't got an aqua painter then a watercolour brush you could use as well. So let's get on with the card. So you're going to start off with a piece of card and cut it to 5 3/4 by 6 inches. So this piece of card just needs trimming down to 5 3/4. You can see there, and I'm just going to trim that to 6 inches. And then on that same length, on the 6-inch side, just score it at 4 inches, and that creates a little half flap for the front there. So you've got two 2-inch sections. So in order to get your DSP to match that, trim your piece of designer series paper to 5 3/4 inches. Then you're going to cut two pieces, one at 2 inches and one at 2 1/4 inches, like so. And those are our pieces of DSP. One is to go on the front panel, the second one goes inside, and I've just made it slightly wider so that you're not going to get a gap at all. It'll just overlap slightly. Then we want to cut our card layers, and for that I've just got some offcuts of Shaded Spruce and Granny Apple Green. So our Shaded Spruce layer is 4 1/4 by 2 1/2. So as you can see, this is just an offcut I've got from other projects. So I'm going to cut it at, get that right, it is 2 1/2 at 2 1/2, and trim to 4 1/4. I'm then going to cut my Granny Apple Green to just 1/8. So if you think about 4 1/8, you take the 4 and going to the left you've got a little mark and then a slightly bigger mark. It's that slightly bigger mark, it's the 10.5 centimetre line if you've got a metric trimmer. And then you're going to turn that round and do it at 2 3/8. So come to the 2 1/2 mark, and then there's a little mark and a slightly longer one, so at the 6 centimetre mark come down there, and you'll see that gives us just a narrow little border. And then finally you're going to cut your piece of Whisper White, and that's going to be 2 1/4 by 4 inches. And you may find that one of your offcuts does the trick, so I'm just trimming mine to 2 1/4 by 4 inches. So that's all our scoring done. You'll see that this creates this 1/8 of an inch is just a narrow little border around, about a couple of millimetres for those of you working millimetres. Then you need some Memento ink. You want Memento because when it dries it is it's waterproof, so it's great for your images. Really ink up well over that image and pop it nice and straight, and I always find it easier to stand up and just pop our unicycle image there. Okay, and I've then got the sentiment. You can do anything, and now you could stamp that in a colour if you wanted to. I'm just going to do it in the Memento black, like so. And then our little flies, they come in a little 3, so all I'm doing is stamping one like so, I've actually gone over slightly. Another one like so, to give the impression of juggling. So we can pop that away, and I've deliberately sort of kept the inks. I mean, you could use any other colour that you wanted. You could use greys if you wanted, but I decided I was really going to try and keep to a nice simple palette for you, as we don't always have all the colours we want at any time. Open your ink pad and do that by pressing on the far end. That'll make it flip open, and then pick up just a spare block that you happen to have and pop a bit of ink from the pad on it, and then pop your ink away. And all you're going to do is come in, depending on how dark you want it. I want it quite dark for the wheel. You don't squeeze much water, just come in with the ink and just gently paint around that. And the great thing about the aqua paint is because they've got that sort of chamber with the ink in, it's your brush doesn't run out of ink. And then for my flies, I've actually made them very pale, so I'm just squeezing an extra bit of water, and I kind of wanted them to be like the blue bottle kind of colour that we have. And you're just going to put the body with the slightly darker shade, and if ever you put a little bit too much on, it's quite simple. Just grab a tissue and blot. You can see there, and you can get a lighter colour. So then again, just to come in, like so, and then we've got some little our little creatures. Clean your block off, and then you're going to do exactly the same with your granny apple green. So again, nice puddle of ink. I probably needed half of that actually, so I've got a bit of space to work, so I'm just going to wipe a bit off, and then I'm just going to come in with quite a pale green to start off with, and sort of colour all over my little frog, and working quite quickly. It's watercolour, so you don't have to be, incredibly precise on this. You just come in as you fancy, and then I'm going to come in with some darker bits just on those bits that would be sort of shaded. And then just blend those. Give him a little bit of emphasis. And then for the ground, I'm going to make it quite wet, quite weak in colour, and then just swoosh that across, just so you're not sort of cycling in mid-air really. And you can obviously add whatever colour, however much detail you want, so you can make the saddle a darker colour and add the pedals if you wanted to. I'm going to just, on this one, colour upright as well. And there you have it. So the next, really all it is now is to assemble our card. And to say, I've kept it very flat so that it can go in the post, and I'm just going to come in with my tape runner, and all I'm doing is just popping some tape on the back of each of those squares. You don't have to cover the whole of the back when you're adding card, so you just come around those 4 edges. Obviously keep it as close to the edge as you can, and then line that up just by eye. So that's our panel. Our DSP is exactly the same. Just remember which, to do your first piece, the narrow. Just remember to attach your narrower piece to the front left. I always find it easier to open the card up and add that, like so. And then you can add a card then. Oh, I've actually managed to do it the wrong. Oh, well, never mind. It doesn't matter. I usually try and line up the pattern slightly. That's all I was trying to do there. But I've stuck my first panel down. Here we go. But it still looks lovely. And then all you have to do is add some glue just to the left-hand side. Sorry, well, as you look at it, it's the right-hand side. So you can see here, it's this left-hand side. As you turn it over, the right-hand side panel. And with this, I find it easiest to have the card still closed so that I can eyeball where that is in the middle. Okay, just about like so. And there you have a pair of fun froggy cards ready to gift away. Decorate your envelope to go with it. Add any embellishments if you want to, but it's as quick and easy as that, and watercolouring can very quickly give a very effective little set of frogs. Thanks for watching. Bye now.